When talking about systematic racism, white supremacy, to those who don't fully understand this system, it sounds like hatred. And a lot of us are confused about what white supremacy truly is. A lot of us think that white supremacy is the Aryan Nation, the skinheads, the neo-Confederates, the Ku Klux Klan, and the neo-Nazi. That's not white supremacy. Those are white hate groups. White supremacy is defined as a group or a race of people who holds the keys to the doors of opportunities and resources, and the people who controls this access can deny a group or a race of people the opportunity to these resources, and in return, it will cause for that group who they deny access to these resources to disunify instead of coming together and working for the betterment of their community. And not all white people are white supremacists, because white supremacy will step on their own kind if they do not get on board with the social order that they set. Whatever the system of racism, white supremacy says is the social norm, you need to get on board with it. And if you go against the order of the white supremacy power structure, they will murder you, step on you, and move you out of the way, even if it means stepping on white people themselves. So you must ask yourself, who controls the wealth and resources in this country? Who produces the majority of the jobs in America? It's majority white men.
This crisis that we have is not an individual thing, it's a system, systematic. It was set up by intent, plan, and design. Okay, and so it's not just set up against black people, it's set up against poor people and the working class people, regardless of what their racial nature or content might be. And so this is something that the churches won't talk about, the average person won't talk about. And they feel like, well, if I don't talk about it, then the problem doesn't exist too. This is what they tell themselves also. It's what I call self-delusion. And so we have to talk about things, and we have to realize that all white people are not racist. All of them are not racist. You have some people who are racist, you have who are white, and you have white people who are not racist. And it's not about hatred and skin color and emotions. It's about power, control, economics, and a new thing that's called survival.
Because of the threat. You know, when you hear continuing reports and projections that that this country, you know, will be by, I don't know, is it 2030? By 2030, that whites will maybe no longer be, or maybe it's 2050, that whites will no longer be the majority, then that's got to be scary.
As time goes on, the white population isn't booming, and other populations are. The Hispanic community, and I know other communities are having more children than the white community, and you know, the white population is less and less. It's becoming more of a minority as other groups are allowed in. And so I think white people are scared, and I think they feel threatened, and they're afraid of losing their power and their prestige and all of their glory. And so I think this is kind of the last battle. I think that they're just holding on tooth and nail, trying to hold on to all of their power that they've had for so long.
My theory is that the only fetus that they're really concerned about protecting are the fetuses of white folk.
A lot of Caucasian people realize that they are disappearing. Their race is disappearing. And that's because of mixing. A lot of people are interrelated with each other.
When it gets down to it, people are afraid of other people and things that are not like them, or not like what they're used to and what they're comfortable with. And so they want to eliminate things that are not like them to make themselves feel comfortable, and we're a society that wants to be comfortable and wants things to be ways that make us feel good and safe, and if it's not like us, it can't be good and safe, right? And so I think we just fall into that trap, and that's probably our reasons for most of the discrimination that happens, quite honestly.
White supremacy is when hate, pride, and subconscious inferiority collude to create a culture. That hatred for others, pride in who I am, and inferiority, pride for what I think we are, and inferiority for who I see in the mirror. I think I'm really inferior to the intellect, the strength, the creativity, the XYZ. When all of those mix, then you'll have what you call white supremacy.